The video streaming service Netflix has been adding new subscribers at a breathtaking pace for years, but it does now appear to have hit a speed bump. Its latest figures show fewer new users signed up than expected. Now that sent its shares tumbling and left analysts questioning its business model. Azhar Sukri has more.
You have no idea what it means to have
Netflix. It's hated by TV broadcasters but loved by consumers. For years, the US company has been attracting millions of new subscribers who want to watch their favorite movies and TV shows when and where they want. But that growth is now slowing down. Netflix added 160,000 new subscribers in the US in the second quarter of this year. It had forecast 500,000. Even overseas, it's not doing as well as it hoped. It added 1.5 million new users outside the US, compared to a forecast of 2 million. CEO Reed Hastings admitted his disappointment, saying, "We are growing, but not as fast as we would like or have been." Meanwhile, investors headed for the exits. Netflix shares plunged as much as 15% in after-hours trading in New York, but its growth so far has been spectacular. If you'd bought 10,000 shares in Netflix in 2012, they would have cost you $71,000. Today, those shares would be worth nearly $1 million. But while its shares have risen, so has the cost of subscribing to it. In May 2014, Netflix raised the price of its standard streaming plan from $7.99 a month to $8.99. Then in October of last year, it raised it again to $9.99 a month. So it faces the possibility of turning off many of its existing and prospective subscribers. And it's also facing growing competition from other streaming services, both at home and overseas.
And Azhar joins us in the studio now. Azhar, the Netflix organization is facing a lot of competition from other service providers, so it's looking overseas. How is that going?
Well, at the start of this year, they announced a major expansion plan. I mean, they're now in 130 countries around the world. But, you know, there again, it is facing problems because a lot of companies who are trying to do this have faced similar problems. The biggest one, of course, is that once you try and expand into places like Asia, you come up against domestic video streaming services which create content in their own languages, and that is currently one of Netflix's biggest problems. It is producing content right now mainly, in fact only in English. So as it tries to expand into places like Japan and Korea and all that, you know, people want content in their own language to reflect their own culture. And so that is another major hurdle in their growth going forward.
The number of subscribers for Netflix is still going up, but at a slower rate, and it's still making money. What's the key to that?
It is a very profitable company. You know, last year they made a gross profit margin of about $2 billion. So it is profitable. Those profits, however, that margin is being eroded because it feels the pressure to create original content, and that's expensive. This overseas expansion that we talked about, that's expensive as well. So hence the need to grow that subscriber base as fast as it can. And that's why the analysts are looking at that subscriber growth figure more than the actual amount of money that it makes, however counterintuitive that actually seems.
So they've got to get that pricing right. The subscription has to be right. Okay, Azhar, thank you very much.